What's up, Saints and Aints? It is early, 5:22 in the morning to be exact. I thought I would film with you all my makeup routine. This is to help my other return to office girlies. Well, let's back up. I have started going back into the office 5 days a week, and I've ate up so much vacation time because it's just so hard to get out of here in the morning. So I have changed things around, and now I do get up at 5 to give myself a little more leeway. But what I've been trying to do is simplify my makeup routine into something that's like 30-45 minutes at the most. So we're gonna time it today. So the time is 5:23, and we'll see if we can get this mug and dressed and all of that before 6:30. Got my mint tea and my Wicked mug. So first, I like to start off with some skincare. Of course, I'm gonna spray a little Avion on my face to kind of dampen it. I already wiped my face off before, and this is just to put some moisture into my skin. Then I'm gonna use Good Molecules Hyaluronic Acid Boosting Essence, and I love this. It's like an essence, and I just put that on a little cotton pad situation and wipe all that in like so. I'm gonna keep the skin as moist as possible, and this is an important step that keeps your makeup from looking dry and flaky. And just put it right there. While my face is still damp, I'm gonna use the hyaluronic acid serum. I look at this as kind of like locking in the moisture, and just pat that into the skin. I'm not gonna lie, like it has been an adjustment doing this 5-day-a-week thing and trying to find, like, again, work-life balance amid this. Was working in my favor. I didn't have to look for like childcare and shit like that. So I'm grateful for that. And I'm grateful the only person I have to get up in the morning is myself. So there's always that. All right, so I kind of let this hyaluronic acid sit for about 30 seconds. What you have, I pat that into the skin. Now, next step, go back with the Avion. Another little quick spray, and this is good. This always helps my moisturizer go on like butter. Now I'm going to use the Cetaphil Daily Facial Moisturizer SPF 15. I love this moisturizer. I used to use, I don't have it up here anymore, but the Neutrogena oil-free moisturizer. Then they stopped making that, and I was using the Target brand. And then Target discontinued it. And the problem is, I cannot use a sunscreen that has homosalate in it. It will break my skin out terribly. I am allergic to it. But all of the mechanical or chemical sunscreens have it. I'm not using any mineral sunscreens because they always look ashy on me. Now, with this sunscreen, I kind of like to let this sit on my face, pause, and absorb in, and the only reason is because I feel like when you start rubbing it is when it starts peeling. So we are going to let this soak in and then be right back. For my makeup routine, I have 2 mandatories, meaning there are 2 things that I am going to do. I don't care. My brows are always going to be done correctly because I feel like the rest of your makeup, or you could not have a lot of makeup, but as long as the brows look good, you're starting from somewhere. So the brows are always going to stay done. The second is I'm always going to do some kind of color correcting, because one of my pet peeves is like when makeup looks gray underneath. For me, why even bother wearing makeup if you could still see hyperpigmentation under the makeup? To me, it's just no point in wearing it unless it's like a light coverage situation. I'm gonna start with I'm gonna carve them out first using the Danessa Myricks Lift and Flex Concealer. This is in the shade 14. I've already brushed my brows out here, and I just go in and just carve them out, and then 2 with the other one. Doing this also helps cut down a lot of time on shaping because you kind of already have this shape there. And yeah, I still take mine to the center. Next, I'm going to fill these in using the Precisely My Brow Pencil by Benefit. This is in the shade 5. I'm so happy I let go of my need to have like jet black pencils. And then I just go in, nothing too crazy, just filling in. And I take mine to the middle. like so. Same thing on this side. And this is the brow that likes to really cut up with me. But I think she's gonna behave today. Another thing I was doing, I think that was just not working for me, is I was putting the brow gel on first, and I just felt like I could not get the pencil to glide the way that I wanted to. All right, cool shit. And so that's what we got there. I'm gonna clean the tail up on this one. She's a little thick. There we go. All right, so now I'm going to go in with the NYX, the brow glue, and kind of set my brows. I found that this has been working a lot. Doing it this way doing it this way is working a lot better for me. And I just run a little bit through here. Nothing too crazy. I don't want to disrupt the shape. But honey, I find when you get older, you gotta lay these brows down in some kind of form or fashion. Okay. This is why I don't like filming brows. You have to get darn near quiet and focused. But this is it. This is the brow. Just lay this down just a smidge. Use the spatula. I'm going to take that same concealer and just put it on my lid. And that's just to neutralize the color on top of my lid. Just take that all the way out and into the corner. And here, neutralizing that color on the lid. Now I'm going to set this with a bit of powder, like so. Not a lot, just enough so it don't Saints and Aints. This is the most difficult part of the makeup routine to me. So now I don't really do like a lot of eyeshadow because this is supposed to be quick and easy. So I'm going to just here, carving out a little lid shape. I'm going to use the matte Golden Rich Skin Finish bronzer. And it's in the shade Rich Golden. So it's the Skin Finish bronzer in the shade Rich Golden. I love this so bad. Just take a fluffy brush and just carve this little space out. And then I just take this all the way out to the side because it's gonna eventually blend with my bronzer and blush. Of course, because I need my lashes done. There's like 8 of them on my eye, so they're being crazy. Same thing with the other eye, and then out. So now I'm using the NYX Face Glue Primer on my skin, and this is just gonna kind of lock everything down, and it is sticky. And I like to put it around the mouth and nose because that is where my makeup tends to lift up the most. I'm going to go in with my Danessa Myrics Blurring Balm Powder. This is in the shade 9.5. This is gonna kind of act as a primer slash concealer. It's like my first little layer of coverage. This step also saves me from going in and kind of having to color correct. Because it blurs, and it's also going to be what helps soak up the oil. And so I feel like this helps with color correction. It blurs, it's gonna make the makeup stick a little bit more. They just recently came out with a radiant formula for the universal. I hope they make a radiant in the colors because I could use that. See, this provides a little first layer of coverage. I'm gonna follow this up with the Yummy Skin Tint. This is in the shade 14. One of my favorite products to use. It is a staple in my summertime routine because it is so light. And I'm just gonna go over. And as I'm brushing this in, I'm also pushing it into the skin. Just down to the neck. I said not much needed. I'm going to blend all of this in using my Sephora 70 brush. One of my favorites. I just love how it buffs everything out. All right, we're at 5:50. We still got good time. All right, now I'm going to put on my blush. This is the Mcgrath blush. This is in the shade Forbidden Fleur. I just put it high and tight. Y'all know how I do with my blushes. Don't know if I'm gonna use bronzer today or not, but this is the blush placement. And I like to blend the blush out. I gotta turn on my other light. Okay, there. I hate when I cannot see good lighting on the other side of me. And this is the Sephora Pro 79 brush. It's a blush brush that works really good with creams. I don't want nothing too heavy for my blush. Again, this is just just kind of take that under the eye a bit too. All right, we are at 552. Now we're going to go under the eye and brighten. Actually, no. Before we do that, I'm going to put, I gotta color correct a bit because I feel like if I don't, underneath the eye is going to just look gray. So I'm going to go in with Danessa Myrics Lift and Flex Concealer. This is in the shade 17. I'm just going to put a little under here. Not much, just to cancel out some of that dark, and just pat that right into that dark place. And then I'm also going to take a little bit of setting powder and just press that in, and that'll keep the concealer from moving. Okay, now I'm going to go in with the lighter color and highlight here. Just a little on the insides and then the outside over top of that blush, like so. Alright, so now I'm going to blend this out using the Sephora No. 2 concealer brush. I like this brush because it gets good right here. I like the shape. I have another brush. This is the Pro Concealer Brush 71. Does just as good of a job, but right now we're going to use this. I like to take my concealer all the way up when I'm blending it, and then just pressing it into the nose, kind of giving the nose a little snatch. Then I'm going to switch brushes and just pat this out, kind of diffuse this line here that we have going. Alright, I'm going to the makeup show next month, and I'm so excited because I'm taking a hands-on class. The classes are a little pricey, but I am taking the color theory class. I think that is going to help my makeup tremendously. And then, of course, the big class with Danessa Myrics. That's not hands-on, but I really can't wait for the hands-on color theory class. Then we're going to put another little layer of blush on before we start going in with our powders. Again, I'm just going to press some more blush into this area. I'm going to set my under eye using the Mcgrath Sublime under eye powder. This is my favorite pressed powder. I use this just for my under eye. Just go in and really press that in. Just press that wherever I had the concealer. And this is really one of the best powders. They were saying that Mcgrath was gonna go out of business and is going over to Louis Vuitton, or at least that's what that move was all for. I better stock up on this powder because I haven't found anything close to it. All right, we're in the home stretch. Okay, now that we have that powder laid down, I'm going to just bake a itty bitty bit under the eye using the Huda Beauty powder in Cherry Blossom. And I've strayed from my pink powder, but I found that that looks the best on me. And I'm just gonna really beat and rub off this excess. That's why I said it's just a little bake, because I have more mature skin and I can't put all that powder underneath my eyes. Same thing, just gonna rub, pat here. I'm going to set my blush using the Mcgrath Labs Skin Fetish Divine Blush, and this is in the shade Paradise Venus. Okay. Love it. Gotta set the blush because if not, it too will be slip sliding. So now I'm going to set my skin using the Huda Beauty powder in the shade Cinnamon Bun. I'm going to use the Danessa Myrics MY14 brush and just kind of go along and set all of this around my mouth. I was using pressed powder, but I found that had my makeup looking really cakey. And as you get older, I don't think all of that powder, doing like pressed and then setting powder on my skin, had it looking the best. Just kind of press that in. This is also good for if you feel like you kind of got a little blush blindness going on. The setting powder will help take some of that down. And just press that in, like so. All right, so let's see where we are time-wise. The time now is 6:07, and we are going to get to my favorite part of my makeup routine, the lip combo. We're going with the One Size Beauty Lip Snatcher pencil in the shade Coin Collector. This is one of my favorite lip pencils. The brown is the perfect tone and it shows up perfect on my lips. It's just had me in a chokehold lately. This and Night Moth. Quickly becoming two of my favorites. Go right in here. So, and then the top. I'm going to use the Morphe Drip Glass Drenched, and this is in the shade Wet Peach. I'm loving these. I picked these up on a whim at Ulta, and I see that these are new from Morphe. They've done like a relaunch with some glosses, some palettes, I think even some foundation. And I hear Danessa Myrics had a hand in the development, so I told y'all I'll trust it if she is involved. So this is Wet Peach. This is the Drenched Lip Gloss. They have two types, one that's sheer, one that's highly pigmented. I'm gonna put that here in the middle. I like that. I love the shine and the coverage on this. I want to go back for more colors. I only bought two because I was like, I didn't know how this was going to work out. And I'm just going to go back in and kind of darken that line again. My lip combo is never done until I have lined my liner with something glossy, just like the way it looks. And so now I'm going to use the NYX Butter Gloss in the shade Lava Cake and just go back around where my liner is. What we got? 6:19. All right. Okay. So we got that all together. Last step, promise. I'm just gonna clean this up so it looks nice and sharp. And I just used a brush that I had concealer on from earlier and just really come and clean up the sides. I'm gonna blot my lips a little bit because, honey, I'm the queen of makeup on my teeth. And we can't have that today. But this is the look. Nope, one more step. One more lip combo is done. We still got 10 minutes on the clock. I'm going to bring all my makeup back to skin using the MAC Fix setting spray, or excuse me, fixing spray. This is not a setting spray. It's just a fixer, helps melt all those layers of makeup down into one. Don't call her a setting spray because she doesn't operate like one. And that's just to melt everything down like so. And because I'm speaking on a panel today and I need my makeup to last into the panel, I'm going to add a little of the One Size Beauty On Till Dawn spray. I turn this upside down. First I'm going to shake it really good and turn it upside down, and then I spray mine onto my puff because I can't hit my lashes with it. But y'all hear that? Just spray it. I get a nice good coat, and it's got to go upside down, and then just tap that in to where it's wet. Burns a little bit, but I need that makeup sitting, baby. I need it to stay. And I take my little fan and we are done. It took exactly an hour. See, it is 6:22. I know it might have been a lot of steps, but this is what I deem an easy makeup routine. An hour is perfectly acceptable to me because I usually pick my clothes out and stuff the night before. You can add and eliminate steps, you know, as needed. But that is my workday makeup routine, Saints and Aints. Till next time, love you, bye.